So welcome everyone, welcome to Bizarre ASMR. I have a lot of plans for this channel, but right now I just want to do a little poem reading. Some of these poems I wrote a year ago, and the first set of poems I've never shared with anyone. And so here I am on YouTube sharing it to the world. Some of them are pretty deep, but it's not necessarily how I feel. Okay, it's a little bit how I feel. No, but it's all good. It's they're really deep poems. The first one, I'll just start saying, okay, I have my laptop on my side. I can't memorize these poems. It's been so long ago since I've written them, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, they're really deep. So don't be alarmed. I like writing. It's fun to me. So here we go. Diseased with insecurity and plagued by anxiety. What is wrong with today's society? Slowly walking by strangers with frowns. Welcome to the city. This is hostile grounds. Graffiti on a building and holes in the wall. This is only symbolic of man's rise and fall. With so much depression and even more crime, I've never seen someone help an old lady cross the street. Not one time. Perhaps it's impossible to heal the world, I swear. But then I meet you, finally. Someone who cares. See, that's what I mean by deep. They're very mental. But poems without some sort of mental attitude, without sort of a struggle within them, they mean nothing. So these I found meaning in. I find a lot of meaning in writing. It's just, it helps me. Challenge my perception. Life is full of deception. It all boils down to money. People not caring. It's not even funny. Greed, lust, death, and destruction. No hope for society is my only deduction. But on a cold, gray winter day, seeing you from far away, there's really no reason to pray. As I approach, my vision becomes ever so clear. There's really nothing to fear. Your presence impales color in what was once thought to be black and white. Like a thought to be extinct species being rediscovered, you light up the world, making me high as a kite. Yeah, like I said, I've never shared these poems with anyone. But I don't know, I have a lot of stuff that I write down that I don't share, but I'm sharing it now. Alright, this one is, it's called Touch. No one to talk to, this isolation I can't stand, but I'm talking with you now, please hold my hand. So warm and soft, this is how to cope. Your touch amplifies the remnants of my little hope. The pieces that have fallen apart, left to go stray, are now replaced by you. I can finally wipe my tears away. Because everyone and everything around me seems so out of scope and strange, but now I can feel my life needs to change. This next one is about nurses and their value in society. I value nurses a lot. We need more nurses in the world. So I wrote a poem about nurses. Okay. The medical industry is booming. Nurses are in high demand. It requires a lot of schooling, difficult exams one must withstand. New buildings are being erected, helping the diseased, injured, and infected. Yet people are still dying. Sometimes there's no cure. But those in the medical field are trying. Their hearts are so pure. Yeah. Finding myself in the emergency room, I sense nothing but doom. My legs I can't feel. I sure hope this isn't real. Next in line on the stretcher I go. A nurse hovers over me like a big bright glow. She smiles at me and says I'll be alright. Next thing you know, she gives me a wink and says have a good night. 3 weeks later, I'm feeling a little better. What's this in the mail? A love letter? Opening the envelope is such a thrill. Unfortunately, it is only a hospital bill. These next poems are poems that I shared publicly to random people, random strangers. And this first one that I'm about to share with you is about bullying. And the guy I told this to, the stranger, a fisherman, he was like, man, that's pretty scary. But people shouldn't be alarmed about my poems. They're just words. Here we go. Unable to restart, this bullying is tearing me apart. Last to be picked for the team, he's so weird they scream. Flicking pencils at me in class, someday I'll throw you through glass. Stuffing trash down my ear, when I get older I'll make you disappear. Shoving me around in the hallway, calling me gay, your butt will be mine someday. Don't be confused, I'm actually straight, I'm just talking about your fate. Keep laughing at me, you're all so mean. Keep pushing me, I don't care about my self-esteem. Because one day I'll victimize you under my regime, for it is all of you who made me this extreme. I don't need to write an essay, this is child's play. Keep those with hatred at bay, don't make them stay, make them run away. They are your prey, how dare they betray. I remind you of Dexter, you say? Sociopath is cliche, give me some leeway. Dexter would slay, meanwhile, I love Green Day. You are what you eat, you've heard this on repeat. No need for fork or spoon, that's the wrong tune. Forget about the crumbs, listen to the drums. No energy to be had, my tempo will soon go bad. I'm just trying to survive, eating myself alive, devouring myself, just like everyone else. These are so mental, these are just so mental. I love them. Writing these was an outlet for me. Heat, feeling warmth, it feels so nice, so rare but comes at a price. Dreaming of love, waking up to dread, I can't get these thoughts out of my head. My blood is starting to steam, this is my life's theme. Overwhelmed with fear, I can't shed even one tear, being burned alive. My brain is stuck in overdrive. Put out the fire, please, for it is only you I really need. Sprinting along the trail, my skin starts to become pale. Heart pounding through my chest, the last thing I need is rest. Sweat pouring down my face, physical exertion isn't the case. Exhausted but not needing water, mind consumed by the slaughter. No appetite to slow down, these thoughts are all around. Perhaps someday I will succumb, trying to figure out what exactly I'm running from. This next one is a poem, a story about a snake. I love snakes because they're just really cool. Actually, they're ectothermic, so, they're cold-blooded, but they get their heat from other sources to stay warm, to regulate their blood, their body temperature. But I like snakes in part because a lot of people don't like them, and they're really cool. I think snakes are awesome. But when I hear about people killing snakes, it makes me mad. They did nothing. They didn't hurt anyone. They're not after you. They don't care about you. Leave them alone. Don't tread on snakes. Don't tread on me. And this is an anecdote about that, the way I was feeling, the way I feel about snakes. Alright, here it is. Jimbo is a happy snake. He loves slithering around the cornfield. While Peter is a farmer, he loves carrying his weapon unconcealed. Jimbo enjoys his ectothermic life. He loves baking in the sun. While Peter is a daring old man, he loves shooting his gun. One day, Peter is startled by Jimbo, who slips by his feet. Is that a .357 Magnum? Jimbo hisses. That's pretty neat. You're dead meat, yells Peter, pointing his gun at Jimbo's scales. Wait a minute, Jimbo hisses. You're off the rails. With the bullet discharging into the ground, Jimbo hisses, what a loud sound. About to again pull the trigger, hoping for not another miss. Peter aims his gun at Jimbo, who this time lets out a dooming hiss. Sinking his fangs deep into his left boot, screaming in pain, he doesn't have another chance to shoot. With venom slowing down his pulse, Peter falls to the ground. His distraught face freezes with the biggest frown. Looking over the corpse, Jimbo the snake is said to have killed. Don't tread on me, he hisses, or your death wish will be fulfilled. This next poem is about people who are abused, in particular girls, by predators. Deprived of ambition, having no life mission, seeking help around her, waiting for something to occur, hoping for the best, famished for success, wishing one day she could. She is misunderstood, not knowing what is good, this is her childhood. People thinking she's a loser, one day she'll kill her abuser. To hell he will go, she'll finally start to grow. Ending the negativity around her will focus her life's blur. So hasty, senseless, and cold, this is not how she wants to become old. Ending the cancer that has long plagued her soul is exactly how she'll accomplish her life's goals. And that's just about self-improvement, that poem. Because victims of sexual abuse, it's crazy because it can really be consuming. It can eat them alive, and it can ruin their life, in essence. It's a very figurative poem about killing the abuser in the mind. In real life, would I advocate for killing an abuser? Let's not talk about that right now. Now, this last poem is my favorite poem that I wrote. I wrote this when I was bored at a flea market. I was at this flea market, and I saw a whole bunch of dogs. I thought I'm gonna write a poem about dogs, and kind of about myself too. But we're all dogs. No, we're not. But it's a story about a dog who's getting older, and as humans, we outlive dogs. Most of us do, and dogs come and go. Relative to our lives, our lives are much longer, and I wrote this about dogs and about human life as well, because we feel like dogs sometimes, and this is what this poem's about. It's one of my favorite ones that I wrote. Okay. Chasing my tail, spinning in circles, growling up a tree, it is me that I see. Lost and confused, this abandonment can't be true. Feeling no control, there is no leash, not even a collar. No one is there to care about my hollers. Uncomforted by an itch that can't be scratched, I am plagued by fleas. A very sad death will be the end of me. Hungry for a bone, my ribcage is shown. Deprived of water, my tongue is hung down. I am by far the sickest dog in town. Living as a lonely stray, not as a pet. All I've deduced to crave is euthanasia by a vet. Already a ghost, yet unfortunately still alive. I observe other dogs at the park, and the ball's about to be fetched. Humans extending their muscular arms, dogs' eyes getting bigger, and their tails wagging in anticipation of the fun about to occur. Meanwhile, my tail is motionless, and my vision is starting to blur. No master for me to play the chase game. I can't even remember my own name. It's been so long, I've been suffering so long. Someone please stick the needle in to end this hell I'm dying in. What am I thinking? No one hears, no one sees, no one feels, no one cares. I'll just do it myself. Limp into a hungry pack of bears. Starvation, I can so much relate. Rip apart my flesh and take it all away. My body is no good for me anyway. Hello, bears. My name is Prey. Chasing my tail, spinning in circles, growling up a tree, it is no longer me that I see, for this is the end of me. Don't feel sad, I am now free. Goodbye, all you animals, you are everything to me. Goodbye, all you humans, how I wished one of you could see. So yeah, like I said, these poems are kind of deep, but what is life without meaning? What is life without struggles? What is it? It's nothing. It's not life. It's just I don't know. I see. I'm thinking really deeply here now. You can't see. You can't hear what I'm thinking. I just keep it all inside. Occasionally, I'll write a poem or two, and that's what I just did. Those are some of my thoughts. Some of my pieces of my imagination that shouldn't be taken out of context. No, to be honest, it's just the writing to me is fun. It's fun to me. It exercises a part of my brain that normally doesn't get exercise. And it's nice. It really is nice. If you have a piece of paper and a pen, you can feel a lot better just by writing, just anything. And yeah, don't worry about me. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. I have to test in the background. But, like, what do you guys like better? My whispering voice or my normal voice that's spoken kind of softly? I don't know. See, I don't know. Personally, I find myself very boring. So, I have no idea. Like, you probably do too. In fact, if you fall asleep from this, then, yeah, editing these videos, I swear, like, I just want to fall asleep. I don't know, like, 'cause it's so boring to me. Not because it's ASMR to me, but just because it's, I just, when I'm editing these videos, I don't know, it just makes me feel tired. I have no idea. But, I hope everyone has a good night, and, there's a plane coming around in the background. It's gonna be pretty loud any second now, so I'm gonna cut this short right now. Yeah, September 1st. Speaking of planes, this was the start of World War II in 1939, when Germany invaded Poland. Remember that. Oh, don't forget that. Okay. Well, you probably can't remember it because most of you were too young, but man, I remember like it was. Actually, I was in the negatives. I wasn't alive yet. I was dead back then. You were all dead back then. Maybe some of you were alive in 39. But, no. I remember partying in 1999. No, I was just kidding. I was too young. But I was. I didn't party, but I do remember that. Yes. Alright. See, I'm just rambling right now. I'm gonna end it. End my suffering. Alright? Don't end yours, but I will mine. No, I'm not suffering. Seriously, don't be alarmed by these poems. They're just the words, okay?